Hello and welcome to our overview of our virtual learning options for this 2021 school year. Secure Futures is really here to provide financial literacy programs and resources that really empower your students to make sound financial decisions in the long run. We want to provide easy to implement resources so that you as a high school teacher or community leader can meet the needs of your students in this rapidly changing virtual learning environment. We want to provide tech-based solutions so that no matter your learning style or your classroom management style, you have what you need to teach financial literacy and get your students on the right track to learn about the basics of finances as they leave high school. We have 3 available programs this year. Money Sense Flex is going to be that Money Sense program that you might be familiar with. It's a series of 3 lessons covering the financial literacy fundamentals. We also have Money Sense On Demand, which is a series of 14 virtual learning modules that cover, again, those financial fundamentals, just in a little bit different format. MoneyPath is our career and financial planning tool. It's a browser-based and individualized program so that students can weigh the pros and cons of different career choices that they face after high school. So I'm going to go through each of the programs individually and how we deliver the programs and what they are all about. So Money Sense Flex, again, the financial fundamentals. We have 3 Prezis that you can work your way through that cover the fundamentals. So Bank Your Future covers paychecks, spending, and saving, compound growth. Check It Out covers the how to walk into a bank or credit union and set up your account, transaction fees and mobile banking, and how to stay safe online and protect yourself from identity theft. To Your Credit will cover credit cards, scores, reports, and loans. And again, as in our typical Money Sense year, Money Sense Flex is available with volunteer-led lessons. So these are going to be a series of 3 90-minute lessons taught virtually over a video conference platform such as Zoom or GoToMeeting or Google Meet that all your students would join at the same time. If you would prefer these lessons taught as an educator-led, so you yourself as an educator teach all these resources and lessons to your students, we can certainly provide access to the Prezi, as well as assignment templates and a full implementation guide to get going with your students. If you want to give access to these Prezis to your students, we can offer an asynchronous model so that you can give access to these Prezis to your students and they can go through them on their own and take learning objectives away from them effectively. Coming soon, at some point this year, we'll have a series of volunteer-led videos where they go through the Money Sense Flex curriculum in about quick, 10 to 15-minute chunks so that your students can learn and you can pick and choose as an educator which of these lessons you want your students to learn. Money Sense Flex really features a strong link to the academic and career planning standards of the state of Wisconsin. It's really trying to be as discussion-based and interactive as possible. So we train our business professionals locally in the Milwaukee community that they can deliver real-life stories and experiences to help your students really take that knowledge in a different way. Each student will also receive a copy of an accompanying workbook. So whether that's a hard copy or a PDF, a fillable PDF version is up to you, but we have both available. So they can take some notes during the presentations or go through the activities that go along with each of the Prezis. We also offer pre and post tests for you as an educator and measure comprehension of all the programs, as well as full assignments to go along with them. Now we move into Money Sense On Demand. It's that series of 14 online mini lessons so that students can have self-directed learning on content that is relatively similar to the Money Sense Flex. However, it's a little bit more in-depth and it's delivered in an online format. So Money Sense Flex is a series of these 14 modules, personal finance related or financial planning related, that are laid out. So on the left here is an overview. That's what the home screen is going to look like, series of 14 modules. On the right here is really an in-depth look at one of these programs. So on the right side, where my mouse is here, there's a series of 6 or 7 sections within each of these modules that students can read through. If they'd prefer to watch the actual content, we have video versions of them. If they prefer like an audiobook experience, they can also choose to listen to the same content, or obviously they can read the exact content as well. Within each of these sections, after you get through one of these, there'll be a single question that measures comprehension. as well as after they get through all 6 or 7 of these sections within a module, they will take a short quiz. So a series of 5 to 10 questions that that test for comprehension, and it'll give feedback on whether students were right or wrong and why they were right or wrong. So Money Sense On Demand is a really good way for students to soak up that content that really fits their need. Differentiated learning, as we have that text, video, and audio formats, so that students can soak up the information in different ways. Once they go through an entire module, they can complete a certificate of completion that they can then email themselves and then send to you as a teacher as a form of deliverable and proof that they've finished the module. As well as we have a student satisfaction assessment, so they can give feedback to us at Secure Futures to improve the lessons for future years. Our third virtual learning option is called MoneyPath. MoneyPath is really an individualized and tech-based career and financial planning tool in which students see the long-term financial impact of the huge choices that they face after high school. So each student is actually given their own account. We provide a class code to you as an educator in which students will get access to this financial planning app. Students will, no matter their path after high school, whether it's the workforce, a 2-year or 4-year college, or an apprenticeship, so something like carpentry or plumbing, students can see, an average starting salary using up-to-date information that the Bureau of Labor Statistics and other national organizations will report. So this is all using up-to-date data. They'll get to see the starting salaries of their given career, as well as the costs of a specific college that they choose to go to. So we have all the colleges in the US loaded into the app. They can then calculate their student loan debt based on all those variables and a 10-year repayment plan, and enter that information into a future monthly budget. So they can edit expenses and savings, fit their actual lifestyle goals. Then students work into a goal timeline. So to see, based around all those variables previously stated, they can see how long it would take to build up an emergency fund based on their plan, or to build up for a house payment or a wedding or other editable variables that they choose. Students then look at an overall profile of a summary of that path, and they can save that summary and send it in to you as a teacher as a deliverable. And most importantly, they can save as many of these different individualized paths as they want. So they can compare a carpentry apprenticeship against a 2-year tech degree, against a 4-year degree, and see how that stacks up long-term as far as student loan debt or their total financial goals or retirement planning, and really compare and contrast and weigh in their own heads what their best future is for themselves. MoneyPath is available in a couple different ways. So we offer a volunteer-led synchronous lesson that can be between 60 and 90 minutes depending on your schedule and your class setting. So volunteers are trained on MoneyPath and how to deliver it, virtually especially. So students will get their own login prior to the class or on the call, and then they can go through the app together and ask any questions about a volunteer's own career path. If you'd prefer, as a teacher, to provide this tool to your students, we're offering it at no cost to Wisconsin high schools and community organizations. We offer this as an implementation guide, so we provide all the support resources for either a synchronous video conference, at the same time with your students, or an asynchronous method. So say you want to give access to your students and they use it remotely and then report back using those deliverables. We have full lesson guides for each of those, so feel free to ask questions and let me know what is a better format for you. MoneyPath really links in with the academic and career planning standards from the state of Wisconsin. We love that each student gets their own individual account that's available indefinitely, so there's no end to their own account. We won't cut them off at any time. They can also save and compare paths and really learn about different career options for themselves. As well as we have a prep guide, so if they're looking for something to kind of get them in the right frame of reference for using MoneyPath, we offer that, as well as a full set of user resources and student workbooks. There's a post survey as well built into the MoneyPath app so that students can give us feedback and help us improve the app in the future. Summary, we offer a lot of different programs, so let me go through which ones are educator-led versus volunteer-led. So educator-led, any of our 3 programs are available. Whether you'd like them synchronously or asynchronously, please work with me to find the best fit. For volunteer-led program, 2 of our 3 programs are available. So Money Sense Flex, those series of 3 financial fundamental lessons Those are going to be 90 minutes each, but we can also break those down into 45-minute chunks if it fits better in your curriculum. MoneyPath is also available, so we can have a volunteer do a video conference with your students for 60 or 90 minutes. Again, we're flexible with that scheduling as well. If you would like to use some sort of hybrid program, so if you envision an example of a student, a volunteer coming in and teaching a set of Money Sense Flex lessons, as well as you using the Money Sense On Demand lessons, this is a possible look at what that would look like in terms of minutes. So we offer around 10 and a half hours of total content that students can go through if you'd like to use a couple different programs. And again, we're super flexible with these, so just let us know and ask me any questions that you have about our programs. So what do you need to get started? If you have any questions right off the bat, my contact information is all on this PowerPoint. Basically, you need to send me 5 different options here. So what programs you're using and the format, whether it's a synchronous lesson or asynchronous use. Also the dates you plan on using the program. If you want to have a volunteer lead through the Money Sense Flex lessons or MoneyPath, that's going to be a little bit more specific than you starting the Money Sense Flex or the MoneyPath program on your own. However, I still need the start dates that you're going to use those programs. I need the total number of students from each class that is going to be using the program, as well as the subject or class title, and then the ages and grades of students. So again, we're going to work with you to figure out the best fit for your classroom. Please don't hesitate to give me any questions. I'm here to answer any and all questions for you as an educator to find the best fit for your students. Thank you.